What's up, guys? John from PumaPlow.com here with another episode of Plow and Friends. And today, the friend is the one, the only, Mr. Jman. What's up, Jman?
What's up? Howdy,
Yeah.
everybody.
Alright, so we were going to sell the non-combine, and what are we doing today there, Jman?
We are harvesting a field number 1 in Paradise Hills.
Yeah, I like this map. I know you've messed with this map, right?
I have a little bit, yeah. I haven't gotten real familiar with it, but as time will go, we'll get there.
Okay. I kind of dig this map. So, break out old blue with the green JM.
Yeah.
Have you messed with these
Got the
trailers
John
before?
Deere.
Have you messed with these gravity flows before?
I have a little bit, yes. I like them.
They get a little whippy, but other than that, they're not bad. So yeah, we I think it was at the end of the last video. I've slept since then, so I don't really remember. We bought the John Deere 2056 combine, and actually in that video, I do believe I bought the wrong head. So we've traded heads out for the correct one because I'm a derp, and derping things happen, right?
Right.
All right, so we are harvesting rye. Right? Isn't that
What this is?
I think so. Pretty sure it is. Because
Do
that's
I
what
need to switch straw off?
it doesn't matter. If you want, it's fine. Either way. So, J-Man, the question that I ask everybody is, roughly when did you find the Puma plow?
Roughly when I found Puma Plow. Wow, that's a good question. It's been a while, I know that. I would probably have to say every bit of 2 years.
Oh, wow.
That I've been around. So yeah, I just kind of was stumbling across YouTube one day, was looking across for something to watch on the TV, don't have any cable, and came across some farm sim videos, and there you guys were, and been along for the ride ever since.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was Farm Sim 13 on the Xbox 360, right?
It was.
Yeah, like everybody came from then. There's so many people in the community that have come from 13. It's crazy.
There were some great moments in there. One of the ones that stands out from my mind particularly is the airborne quad track scene.
On Westbridge.
Westbridge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a great scene. I've shown that to many friends.
That sucker just, man, that thing, like, it hits the switches for the bitches or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
great.
what happened. That was great. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay. And then actually, just for continuity's sake or something, I don't know. I did buy this tractor today, the John Deere 2050, or not 2056, 4755. I will be selling it back. It's not as good as I remember it being. Maybe, there's all those tractors that updates break.
Right.
I wonder if that's one of them. Because I remember using this in the past somewhere, but it's no good. But it's planting over on field 7. Yeah, field 7. So
Yeah.
that is that. Yeah, because you're by saying you've been here for 2 years, like you found us 2 years ago, you're making me feel like internet old right now. Because
Hey. Great community to be a part of.
you know what? It is a really good community. I'm really proud of the community that we've been able to, kind of create, I guess. So we've got some good fans out there, and we wouldn't be doing it if it weren't for you guys.
Right.
You're one of them. So thank you for watching.
No problem. Thanks
So.
for my newest addiction that's lasted quite a long time, and a healthy addiction at that.
Yeah, it keeps you off the streets and out of the bars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Buy it and drink it at home. It's way cheaper.
Is
Yeah,
way cheaper.
definitely. So we'll get this cedar going here in just a second too, I guess, because you're rolling in that combine pretty good. So
Whopping 6 miles an hour.
well, now see on my screen, I'm going 10 right now. How weird is that?
It is weird.
Yeah, I put it down to 6 and it wouldn't keep up, so I had to crank it up to 10. And I'm matching you perfect now, so that's really strange. Oh. And we won't
Well,
sell
I've
the
got
rye.
the cruise set at 10, but the speedometer is only reading 6 on my end. So.
That's weird. We won't sell any of this rye today because we're planting the other field in rye as well. So we might as well just plant this field back in rye and have like a huge rye harvest, rye selling party in the future with somebody.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Money making rye.
Oh yeah. It's like real life how we grow our rye. Except for we spray ours with Roundup. So I guess it's not like real life at all, huh?
That's close. You could probably harvest it, but it'd probably cost you more to actually get it harvested than anything.
Yeah, and what we do is we spray it with Roundup when it's heading out so that it's as tall as it'll be. And we want the straw, and we use the straw as like a carpet for our pumpkins.
Right.
So works quite well actually. It's surprising how good it actually works. So
You guys have a huge pumpkin party every fall.
yeah, we do. We have about 100, 120, 30 people maybe. And they come down to our farm and pick pumpkins and, you know, tractor rides and all kinds of cool stuff. Actually, this fall, because I have the drone now, I will be filming parts of that party with the drone.
That'll be cool.
So you'll get to see, 50 or 60 kids out in the pumpkin patch picking pumpkins at once.
That will be...
Yeah.
That'll be a riot, seeing all those kids running around and fighting over their pumpkins.
Yeah, normally we just kind of like go pick pumpkins whenever you want, but this coming year I'm going to be like, okay, y'all, wait. Okay, go pick pumpkins. And make sure I have the drone up for that.
Right.
So that should be really good footage. I'm hoping. Hope they're cool with being on YouTube because they're going to be.
Yeah, you might ask to do a parent's permission slip or something just in case, but...
Yeah. True. That doesn't sound like fun, though.
But since you guys are such a family-oriented or family-friendly channel on YouTube...
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue.
Shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Well, we try not to, cuss too much and stuff. So... Good times. You using GPS, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Okay, it is turned on.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one yet. I haven't really
Okay.
toyed with it that much, so...
I think that's one of my new favorite mods, actually. Ever since we started playing Pleasant Valley, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good mod. So, good times.
I haven't gotten the experience with it yet. I haven't had time to sit down and tinker with it all myself yet, so...
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff, like you can have it auto-turn, and I don't do that. I turn myself and then just push a button and make it go straight. So, good times, good times.
Yeah, just got the cruise control set and harvest away.
Yeah. So did you break any more RC stuff lately?
I have not. I was actually telling Mike the other day that I finally got my RC back together. For those interested, I have a Traxxas Stampede VXL 4x4 truck.
Alright.
And that's the official long name of it. And it's a brushless system, and it is a beast. And it was sat in storage for about a year, and that's typically why a lot of the breakdowns happen. Parts get old, they get worn out, and when you start putting things like a new, more powerful battery into it, things break quick.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And but I actually have gone through 2 full charges now without breaking one part.
It's good, right?
And the body, of course, because it is a little bit top heavy, has definitely seen better days. And once I learn a little bit better of how to drive it with this new battery, then I'll probably spend the money and get a new body for it and do some sort of custom paint job with it, that sort of thing.
Now, how long does a charge get you on that thing?
The current battery I'm running, it'll run anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes.
That's not bad.
Just depends on what kind of run I'm actually doing, if I'm doing high-speed runs or if I'm running around a little track and going kind of slow, or what I'm doing exactly. But even with high-speed runs, I timed it out roughly, and it was about 35 minutes.
That's not too bad.
So it's a lot longer than anything I've ever been accustomed to
Yeah,
in the past.
that's about as like long enough where you're like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
When you get done, because I know the drone's kind of like that. After 2 batteries, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So
The only regret is I don't have a little bit better of a place to run it right now.
okay.
I just kind of have the neighborhood where I live, and there's a church right down the street that has kind of a very fine gravel parking lot, and then there's a welding shop that has a nice gravel parking lot across the street from the church, and I just kind of spend time between the two, just throwing rocks everywhere.
Nice. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a good time. I used to be in RC a little bit. I had an X mod. I don't know if you've ever heard of those.
Yeah, that's a fairly older one, but I've heard of it.
They were from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
They were fun. They were real fun. We did the 4-wheel drive kits on them, and then like I don't know what made me do it, but one time I just had it front wheel drive only. I was like, it's something to do. So I had a Nissan Skyline. It was yellow.
Ooh, there you go.
It was
a little
sick.
drifting.
I actually still have it somewhere. I should break it out and like strap a GoPro to it or something.
Yeah.
That could be fun, right?
That could be, yeah.
I even had like the light kit, so when you would go, the headlights would get brighter. When you would stop, the taillights would get brighter.
That'd be cool.
It was actually a really cool little car, and you would go buy like a pack of motors, and they all worked. Obviously, it was all stuff made for the X mods. Those are pretty cool. I've got it all somewhere, and I also had a Nissan 350Z. That was the second one I bought. So
yeah, I've always had them for as long as I can remember. My parents would get me one, a Christmas here or there, and the coolest one I think I ever had was honestly a Radio Shack one.
Oh, yeah?
And it had a selectable high-low and a selectable 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, yeah, it was kind of deluxe. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And I just ran that thing until it died.
Oh, wow.
So,
that actually sounds really unique with the selectable 4-wheel 2-wheel drive.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
It was, like I said, it was way ahead of its time for sure.
Yeah, so it had like a little gearbox or something to do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was just a little switch on the bottom, it had a high-low switch, and then right next to it was 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive switch. So,
that's awesome. That sounds really cool. See, I'd always wanted to get one of the bigger ones, kind of like what you have for down at the farm. I always thought that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, you'd have a blast with it.
Yeah, go out and jump the rock pile, or go tearing through the garden, or whatever,
Right.
But I just never... I got one that flies instead.
And I've got some videos on my YouTube channel also of mine that I hate to plug my own channel here, but
No. Yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead.
I've recorded some small clips on there, and there's some clips of the current one that the Stampede likes to fly.
It does.
I built a little custom ramp for it, and I got together with my neighbors, and of course my neighbors bought their boys 2 Monster Jam replica trucks that are 2-wheel drives, and I built a custom wooden ramp for us, and there was one day where we spent about half an hour or 45 minutes recording and jumping and wrecking and just having a blast with them.
Yeah, I've actually seen that video. It was pretty awesome. Now, what's your YouTube? Let's go ahead and plug it. Let's do it.
My YouTube channel, if I can remember it, I think it's I just probably have to do my email address, jrobinson9895@gmail.
Okay.
That should get you there.
Tell you what, if I remember, I'll try to put a link in this description. Now, nothing says I'll remember, but...
If not, I'm sure there'll be future episodes. Maybe we'll get it in one of those.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back, Jman, because why not, right?
Exactly.
That's the whole theory. I don't know how much I've explained to you, but that's the whole theory with the series, is to have a different person from the community every week. But definitely gonna have some repeats in there, because
Right.
Gonna run out of community people eventually.
And once the map gets developed too, you may have 2 or 3 of us in here also.
I have thought of that. Yeah, I could definitely see doing 2 people. Any more than that, it's too many voices and for lag reasons. Because I am just hosting this off my PC, my internet here at home.
Right.
Don't have a fancy server or anything for it, so yeah, I could see having 2 people in here at a time. That'd be good. So it'd be Plow and plural friends.
Yep.
It kind of already is, because anyway. Good story, right?
Story.
Do you want me to tell it again?
Nah, that's all right. I think once is enough. Can't bore him to death too much.
Okay, that's true. So yeah, RCs are so much fun.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go.
I reintroduced myself into the RC world about 15 years ago, and it was one of those. My parents got me a Radio Shack cheap, and my cousins have had one, and I always kind of liked theirs. They had an RC10, and I just thought, I want to build one once, just to see what it takes. So I went and picked out this twin motor 4-wheel drive monster truck thing. Spent all kinds of money on it, built it myself, and for the longest time it just sat. After I moved a couple times, it just sat in my dad's storage cabinet out in his garage, just sat there. And I just kind of one day went over and thought, I don't have anything better to do. Let's bring the old Wild Dagger out and see what it'll do.
Nice.
And ever since then, I just kind of been piecing them together and breaking them and fixing them and running them, and
that sounds like fun, right?
Just a hobby. Yep.
Yeah. See, as a kid, I had a lot of stuff. I mean, it was all like cheap crap from like Walmart or Radio Shack or whatever, but we keep mentioning Radio Shack. These kids these days that are watching this video probably don't even know what Radio Shack is.
Yeah.
It's like a small Best Buy. Kind of. Right?
Right.
Or it was. It's not really, at least here in St. Louis, it's not really a thing anymore. We used to have a Radio Shack like across the highway from us, but it closed up a couple years ago now.
I believe this little town that I live in does still have one.
Oh wow!
And it's still a Radio Shack because it still has the core electronic stuff, your transistors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But majority of its business probably has to do with selling cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably the only reason why they stay around.
The last time I went into our Radio Shack, it was like 90% cell phones, a couple RC cars, and the core stuff that Radio Shack has.
Right.
But mostly cell phones and cases and that kind of stuff. And actually, when we started Puma Plow, we spent a lot of money at Radio Shack buying like audio adapters and different things before we knew what we were doing.
Right.
Yeah, and then before we also knew about Monoprice. We spent so much money at Radio Shack. So that was.
And I'm sure they gained quite a few of your pocketbooks over cables as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Once we figured out Monoprice, though, it was all buy everything from Monoprice that we could.
Right.
And now Amazon has bought Monoprice, so you might as well just buy the Amazon Basic, they call it. Monoprice is still good for like HDMI cables. We still get some from there and different stuff. But the amount of cables that go into Puma Plow are ridiculous.
Yeah. There's some good descriptive pictures on you guys' Instagram and Twitter, I'm sure.
There's some pictures like out there, yeah. I need to get a picture of my setup here at home and get it out on the Instagrams, which means I need to clean up my setup here at home.
Don't you hate that? You just always have to clean.
Yeah. Oh, these monitors I have, the base of them it's kind of big, but it's like the shiny black plastic. Dude, like in a day that's dusty.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so annoying.
I know my desk sits right over top one of the heating and AC vents. So it's got a good coat of film there.
Yeah.
Of dust for sure, and I've only had my setup here for months, so I haven't even had it a year yet.
Yeah, it's crazy how you got to keep up with it, but it is what it is. And then you get into like the mixer with all the knobs, and you can't just like dust that off with like a dusting cloth or anything. You got to like take it outside and use a can of air or an air compressor or something. It's just annoying, but it's all part of it, unfortunately, right?
Unplug it all and make sure you remember how to plug it back in.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done that a couple times with our desk over at the studio. Because, basically over there we have 2 complete setups, Xboxes and PCs and everything. And the couple times that we've, like, unhooked everything and had a bare desk, it's like, okay, where do we start? There'll be a couch just piled with wires behind us, and it's like, okay,
which cable is the blue cable?
Yeah, so this USB goes here. I think our streaming computer has 10 USBs plugged into it.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just the numbers of stuff. It's crazy. So, cables are great, but they suck at the same time.
Yep.
So, even just to have like an Xbox and a PC, it's like, holy crap, there's so many wires, I don't know what to do with all of them.
Well, if you could get the reliability of a wireless everything that you can with going hardwired on everything, I'm sure you guys would probably do that, but
yeah, it's
just not there as reliable.
No, it's not, unfortunately. So, yeah, nothing beats a good hardwire. I mean, even our internet, everything that can be hardwired internet-wise is wired.
Right.
We don't... Xbox is everything. Wireless on Xboxes, I don't know if you've ever messed with it. It's not good, usually.
Mine is not too bad, but my console sits directly under my modem.
Okay.
So, if I were to run a cable, I would only need to run like a 12-inch cable.
Okay, then wireless for that's probably perfect.
Yeah. If the game is full of people, because I've played with Mike on his Westbridge map a couple times on the Epic Harvest, and with 6 people in there plus 6 hired workers, it's a little laggy.
Yeah, and that's probably not as much on your end as it is on like Mike's end. So yeah, and farm sim on the console in general is just kind of laggy.
Yeah.
So that's actually why he moved that map from the console to the PC.
Right.
He wanted more hard workers too, and it's not as laggy on the PC for everybody to join him. So yeah, we
had. I was with him the other night on that map, and we had Glance lit up. It just looked like a freaking billboard of advertisement of stuff going on.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Which I noticed you don't have Inspector or Glance on this map right now.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to put it on here, and I keep forgetting to put it on here. I'll probably run Inspector.
Okay.
I don't know why I like Inspector a little bit more. I guess I'm like used to Inspector more than Glance.
Right.
I just keep forgetting to go into like the open server mods and pull it out of there and stick it on here. So yeah, my bad. I keep forgetting. So
it happens.
I've been sick for the last week, so that's my excuse, I swear.
Yeah.
So
we've all been there.
Yeah, I don't remember my Monday or Tuesday, so
sounds like the NyQuil was good.
Oh yeah. The NyQuil
I've had those weeks too.
Was real good. So yeah, it sucked, missing Monday stream. That'll date this, by the way. People will know what Monday stream I missed when this comes out. They'll be like, holy crap, you guys recorded this 3 months ago.
There was a few upset people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Couldn't play Minecraft because I was deathly ill. But I watched Monday Night Raw instead, so.
Life happens.
Yep. Well, and see, my dad brought it home, actually, and he never gets sick. That's probably the 5th time in all of my life that I can remember my dad being sick. And when he gets sick, it's like, well, hell, everybody's going to get it then, because it's bad. And he never missed a day of work, but he was real sick. So he should have probably.
I can honestly say the same thing about my dad. You know, I don't remember ever seeing him hardly sick that often, but
Really?
now that he's retired, he's seemed to either injure himself pretty good once in a while, or it's a little bit of a bug here and there. So.
Yeah.
But
did he grow up on a farm?
He did.
Because I think that has a lot to do with it.
Right.
Because obviously, Dad grew
when
up
I was
on a
a
farm.
kid,
Good.
for Christmas, a lot of my toys were farm toys.
Oh, dude, all mine were farm toys. Yeah. I've actually got, the miniature ones, the real small ones.
Yep.
I've got this huge bin under my bed. I still have it. I will never get rid of these toys. I've got so many of them.
This is going to be a small world moment.
You've got them too, right?
Yep. But mine are 100% John Deere.
Okay, a lot of mine are John Deere.
There are no Case, there are no Ford, there is nothing but John Deere.
I've got a couple Case, not too many, but I've got a lot of John Deere, which is funny because Grandpa and Dad on the farm didn't really have John Deere stuff. They had a John Deere planter, and that was it. No John Deere tractors.
Right. Yeah, our family farm was, with the exception of the old Oliver that my uncle did get rid of finally, and the International M, I believe, that still sits in the barn waiting to be restored.
Nice.
It was 100% John Deere. So,
oh, wow.
And one of the greatest things that I have in that collection, I have a special edition combine.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's one that they only made for 1 or 2 years.
Oh, wow.
In this line, and there was like 4 or 5 tractors and this combine in that series.
Nice.
And inside that series, there was also another like extra special edition they called the muddy version.
Oh, wow.
So this combine, when you look at it, it's got rust on the cab, dirt on the body panels, mud on the tires.
That sounds so cool.
And the small world part about it is my grandpa actually had a combine very similar to it at one point in our farm's history.
Oh, wow.
The combine I have, I believe, is a 105 or a 115.
Okay.
My grandpa the farm once had a 95.
Oh, wow.
We were digging through some stuff at my dad's house when he was preparing for a yard sale, and we found the real life owner's manual for the 95, which also covered the same combine that I have the toy of.
That's awesome.
So the combine has not left the package.
Yeah.
It is still in the package, the muddy combine is, and I have the owner's manual and handwritten torque specs for the combine that they had used on the farm, written in it, all kinds of extra stuff. So it's a neat piece. I really like it.
That's really cool. That sounds really, really neat, yeah. And then I also have over at my grandparents' house, actually, there were a lot of my grandpa's. He, was a farmer all his life, so it was kind of natural for him to buy some of the diecast stuff,
Right.
So he had the slightly larger farm toys. And
1/16 probably.
Possible, yeah. And I've got a bunch of those. Now, there's probably nothing in there that's, like, nice, because we played with them as kids.
Right.
And my cousins, they lived at my grandpa's house in town. Or actually, they started out at the farm. And they lived at my grandpa's house and then in town, or grandma and grandpa's. And we would play with them. So there's probably nothing good in there for, like, collector or anything. But they mean a whole lot to me.
Right.
And I had to fight a couple of my brothers, especially one of them for them. Like, nope, they're mine.
Those are mine.
You're not getting them, they're mine. So.
I think there's actually some toys like that at my grandma's old farmhouse.
Is there?
Of course, my grandma's passed away now, but there's some old farm toys. Like there's a truck that has a couple different style beds on it. Like there's
Nice.
like a dump bed you can put on it, and
Yeah.
then there's like just regular like animal gates you can put on it, that sort of
That's
thing.
cool.
Not sure if those are still laying around in there or not, but it'd be cool if they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play with that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah, I can remember taking like dominoes, and I would lay those on the floor to make sheds. And be like, inside this, thing of dominoes is my shed, and this is where all my equipment has to get parked. And I can remember doing that in like the living room of my grandma and grandpa's house, which is actually Mike's house now.
Right.
So it's kind of funny that like, I walk in there and I'm like, I revert back to being, 7, 8 years old, playing with farm toys in my grandpa's living room. So,
Funny how it works out that way, but hey,
yeah, it's kind of amusing, right?
at least it stays in the family.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've had a bunch of those little farm toys, bunch of those things.
Yeah, I've got.
So,
I took some pictures of mine and posted them on my Facebook and stuff like that, and I have somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say about 75 or 80 pieces here
oh wow.
on my 164th collection. So
Okay,
it's,
you beat me.
yeah, it's literally a collection. There's the greater majority of it too, which is sad, is tractors. Like
Yeah.
there's probably one tractor for every implement. So it's something else.
Well, that's how the good farmers did it, right? You never had to unhook.
Exactly. They knew how to run a farm, so they didn't have to use more than one tractor at a time.
Yeah, my grandpa used to be really good at setting plows. Okay, he was like known in the area as the plow, he'd set a plow for you.
Right.
And there were people that would have him come out, set the plow, and they would never unhook it. Because nobody else knew how to set a plow like Grandpa did. So there's at least one guy in the area that I can think of that did that, which is pretty funny. You got that sprayer by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Alright, so Jman, we've actually gone over time a little bit here, which is fine, but we got our harvesting done.
Bonus time.
A little bit of bonus time. So next time, I don't know who I'm having in yet, but we will be in the other field working on the rye over there. Jman, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate that, sir.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me. This is very fun. I love doing this stuff.
And look forward to having you back in the future, man.
Awesome.
All right, so thanks for watching an episode of Plow and Friends. John and Jman from PumaPlow.com. Toodles.
See y'all.